On this day in United States military history, May 13, 1865, Union forces completed the occupation and stabilization of Richmond, Virginia, the former capital of the Confederacy, marking one of the final military chapters of the American Civil War. Just over a month earlier, Confederate General Robert E. Lee had abandoned Richmond after Union General Ulysses S. Grant broke through the defensive lines around nearby Petersburg. For 4 long years, Richmond had served as the political heart of the Confederate States of America and a critical manufacturing and supply center for the Southern war effort. When Confederate troops evacuated the city in early April 1865, they set fire to warehouses, bridges, and military stockpiles to prevent them from falling into Union hands. But the fires quickly spread out of control. Entire sections of Richmond burned as chaos swept through the streets. The next morning, Union troops entered the city to scenes of devastation. Among the first were soldiers from the United States Colored Troops, African-American regiments who marched into the fallen Confederate capital in a moment loaded with symbolism. Many formerly enslaved residents flooded the streets cheering the arrival of Union forces. Just days later, President Abraham Lincoln himself walked through Richmond with only a small escort. Crowds of freedmen reportedly surrounded him, calling him their liberator. Lincoln, uncomfortable with grand praise, simply told them to kneel only to God and thank him for their freedom. Although Lee surrendered at Appomattox Courthouse on April 9th, Confederate resistance lingered in scattered regions across the South. By May 13th, Union military authorities were firmly securing Richmond and restoring federal control as the Confederacy collapsed completely. The occupation of Richmond represented more than just the capture of a city. It symbolized the end of the rebellion that had cost more than 600,000 American lives and reshaped the nation forever. For the United States military, the fall of Richmond demonstrated the effectiveness of coordinated Union strategy, combining relentless ground offensives, control of railroads and rivers, and overwhelming industrial strength. But it also marked the beginning of a difficult new mission: Reconstruction. Union soldiers who had spent years fighting the Civil War would soon find themselves trying to preserve peace in a bitterly divided nation, struggling to reunite after unimaginable loss. I'm Romeo St. Pierre. Thanks for listening, and be sure to hit the like and subscribe button.